Holy moly, we're live. Where'd you go? Where'd she go? I can't do this until she gets here. What? Oh, okay. Phew.
Oh, you're weird.
Nobody's on here.
Who's on here?
Who's that?
Hey, jump on the chat. Let us know you're here. All right. So
Welcome.
we had quite a few movies we are going to review today, and also some live performances that we attended. So we'll let you know kind of how those go. The first one we watched, we're going to actually review on Tuesday. And I'll give you a
teaser?
A teaser. We didn't like it. So the review on Tuesday is going to reveal what we did not like about this movie. So we're not going to give away what it is.
So it shouldn't take long at all.
Yeah, right. Hello. All right. So the movie that we watched, the first movie we watched, we're going to review is Christmas with a View. I don't know if you watched this one with me. You may not have watched this one.
I kind of watched it.
He was kind of doing other things while we had it playing. This is from 2018. It is about a single girl who works at this restaurant, kind of up in the mountains. She's friends with these innkeepers, and they also run a restaurant. They are kind of older, considered selling, retiring, but didn't really find anybody that fit the bill to kind of take over for them. This famous cook comes into town and starts working at the girls' restaurant, kind of as one of the cooks. Of course, you wouldn't see this coming, but they fall in love.
What?
I know, right?
Man, even when I was distracted, I didn't think that was going to happen.
So anyway, the cook has a connection with the inn owners. And hey, Miyoko, glad to have you on. We're talking about Christmas with a View, a typical romancy kind of Christmas movie. So the cook ends up having a childhood connection with the inn owners. His parents had brought him there to the inn when he was little, and they had passed since. And so it was kind of a fond memory of his. He didn't want to. Hey, Rick. Thank you. It's our foster cat. So it kind of runs crazy. It's kind of been without us all day. So now it's ready to run and jump all over us. So you might see the cat pop in and out while we're doing this live, which is fine. Oh, it's what?
She's under two accounts.
Okay, kid. All right. So the inn owners, so the girl works for this guy who's trying to buy up property. He tells her he wants to buy the inn and remodel it and bring it back to its former glory. She finds out that that's not the purpose, that his purpose is to tear it down and build a whole new complex, like this new building complex.
Mega Mart.
Yeah. And so the cook, who kind of has this connection at the inn, when he realized he had the connection at the inn, he told her, hey, this is what his plan is. This is not really what he's telling you is going to be happening with this property. Are you sure you want things to go this way? Because these are friends of yours. So of course she didn't. And of course she goes to her boss and says, hey, you lied to me. This is not what you had told us was going to be happening. And anyway, so all the truth came to light. She let the inn owners know, hey, you don't want to sell your property to this guy because he's not going to do what he said. He's not honest. And of course, she quits the job because she can't work for somebody who's that evil.
Exposed is right.
She realizes she's in love with the cook, and the rest is history. So if you want to see what else happens, jump on and watch that one.
We have got quite the crowd tonight. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. So I would probably give it a 5 to a 6.
Is that good?
Not really an original, kind of predictable. You see it coming. It's kind of an atypical Hallmark Christmas movie, right? They're all kind of about the same. So it kind of fits that bill. So if you like the Hallmark atypical Christmas movies, Christmas with a View is a good one, right? So I'd probably give it a 6 then, as far as that goes.
It gave me that vibe as well. And so for that reason, I'll give it a 4.9.
Oh, sad.
The main actor kind of reminded me of the actor that plays Arrow, Stephen Amell, but it's a different guy. Anyway.
And then the next movie we watched was called Let It Snow from 2019. It was basically about this group of teenagers that a big snowstorm snows them in, so they get stuck in these awkward situations with awkward people, and they kind of have to figure out how to navigate it in this small town. So they all kind of know each other, and they all kind of have these budding relationships that are happening. And so some truths get exposed, some other things come to light, and it was okay. It was an okay movie.
The familiar actress is the one, at least the one that we're familiar with, is the one that played Sabrina from the Dark series. Sabrina, what's that called?
Sabrina. I mean the chilling adventures of Sabrina.
Right.
Yeah. So it's that main character is one of the main characters in this one. It was interesting in that it kind of showed the different dynamic in the relationships between this group of teenagers. Some, kind of had these interests in each other and they never knew it. And so when they're stuck together with the snowstorm kind of thing, they express some of these things that they didn't before. Childhood friends realize that they have more in common and kind of want to start relationships, things like that. So it was kind of a teen relationship navigating kind of movie.
That's really accurate telling of it. The vibe that it gave me was a Breakfast Club vibe.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah,
for those that grew up in the 80s and 90s with that movie. So their situation, they were stuck in detention together and getting to know one another where otherwise they would not, because they're all such different personalities. They're trying to figure things out. So this was kind of a modern take on that, where they're kind of all trapped by the snow and learning about each other.
Yeah. So did it 100% keep me entertained? It was kind of slow, and there were parts that I was kind of like, what is really going on? So I would probably give this one a 5.5.
I'll give it a 5. I make the comparison to Breakfast Club because at least with those characters, they kept me engaged, and you actually cared about those characters and what happened to them. They seemed a little bit more genuine with their character. This one, like she said, it was slow, kind of a lack of good writing, and so the story wasn't very compelling. I'll give it a 5.
Sounds like something from a long time ago. No, it was actually from 2019. So, you mean the 1980s movie? Whatever. That one was a good one. Breakfast Club is a good classic
with a good soundtrack.
Kind of like St. Elmo's Fire. They're kind of movies that you just have to watch because they're
all about the coming.
I meant the breakfast stuff. Yeah, I figured you meant that. But all 80s movies are good. I mean, that's when
coming of age movies.
They actually had original movie and original storytelling. So 80s movies, I mean, you just can't compare to those. 80s horror, 80s romance, all the 80s movies. They're just original. They just knew how to do movies back then. Now it is hit or miss, to be honest.
It's kind of been a
rough
week for me, especially.
Sad. Christmas movies are so fun. Okay, the next one.
That's why the latest ratings have been 5s.
Stop. This one's not any better. This next one. The next one was Father Christmas is Back. So I was kind of just browsing the Christmas section on, I think this was Netflix. Yeah, Netflix. this one seemed interesting. So I went ahead and gave it a shot. It had Elizabeth Hurley in it, which I don't remember seeing Elizabeth Hurley in anything since
Bedazzled.
Bedazzled. I mean,
Me
and
too.
that's
Yeah.
she was a phenomenal actress in that movie. I love going back and watching that movie. It's silly and stupid, but it's fun and it's I don't know. She's classy in that movie and kind of
Yeah.
just and it has Kelsey Grammer. This one has Kelsey Grammer in it too. So I thought, okay, well, there's two big name actors. Well, it can't be too bad, right? With
And we
Elizabeth
love Kelsey
Hurley
Grammer.
and
He's a
Kelsey
great actor.
Grammer. Yeah. So
He's a good actor.
we thought we'd give it a shot. It wasn't great. It was okay. It was about this group of 4 sisters who were coming together for Christmas relentlessly. A couple of them, they were unsure how it was going to go with all of them being in the house together. They all came with their significant others. Some married. The host, her and her husband, were hosting, and then the other sisters kind of came. One of them, she's single. The other one came with her boyfriend of 3 months, I think. And then the mother was there with her boyfriend.
It's a colorful get together.
Yeah, and then so they start out, and it's just the 4 sisters and their mom and the significant others, and they're kind of having this spats, like family feuds, I guess, between them. Just these little
awkward.
Things. Yeah, kind of awkward moments.
Hard to
and you're
watch.
kind of like, really? What's going on? Is this going to get better?
There's a lot of
gonna be
tension as a viewer.
Yeah, and they mention the dad. And it's almost like as soon as they mention the dad, this car pulls up and it's the dad with his girlfriend who is the age of his daughters.
Yep. There you go.
So not only did you already have awkward with the feuding sisters, you now have a whole other level of awkward with the dad and his 20-something girl or 30-something girlfriend. And he's, 60 to 70 something. So it was really, there's no way. It was something. So it was really quite interesting. Then you come to find out, the dad and the mom had split because the mom had cheated on the dad, and the dad with the dad's brother, by the way. So she cheated on him with the brother. And they mutually decided it would be better if the dad just exits the picture, just leaves, doesn't have anything to do with the girls, that the mom just kind of takes over because the girls need the mom more than they need the dad. And it was just really, really weird. I don't know.
Awkward's a great word to describe it. There's a lot of tension between all the characters that just makes it
uncomfortable to watch.
There you go. Uncomfortable is
great, for sure.
Yeah. You can tell that everybody is just so very disconnected.
Yeah.
And
I mean, at the end, they all realize that they all love each other, and they all kind of make up this pact to try to make things better and to, rekindle their relationships with each other and
almost felt
try
like
to become a family. But
a sloppy and rushed resolution to the whole.
Yeah, that's a good way to explain it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would probably give it a 4.
If she's going to rate it 4, I have to rate it a 3.9.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, not one of Kelsey Grammer's finer movies.
Or Elizabeth Hurley. I mean, just kind of disappointing. I was hoping for much, much more from both of them and didn't get it.
And it's got John Cleese, I saw. And is he Monty Python guy?
Yes.
He is. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
He is the brother of the dad. So he's the one that the mother cheated on her husband.
There you go. Colorful.
So, yes.
Yeah, it is a mess. It is a big mess.
It's a mess. Okay, so would we recommend that one? Probably not.
Maybe for certain forms of torture.
I guess. If you're bored and have nothing else to do.
Or for somebody else.
The next one we watched, we liked. So it's Jack Frost from 1998. So if you haven't seen this version of Jack Frost, it's very good.
Look, it's an older movie and it's good.
It is good. And it's from
There's
the
a
90s.
theme here.
So it's a Michael Keaton and Kelly Preston movie. Michael Keaton and Kelly Preston's characters are married. So Jack and Gabby are their names. And they're married. They have one son. The dad is a musician. So Jack is a musician.
Yep.
And his band's name is Jack Frost.
Oh, I forgot that. That's
So,
funny.
And they play, mostly Christmas music, but they give it an upbeat, like a really rocky, jazzish kind of beat to the music. Really unique style of music. Well liked around their community. So he was getting pretty popular. He was getting signed on with a lot of jobs, doing a lot of traveling for his band. And so ultimately leaving Gabby and their son quite often. And so that was kind of hard. And you see some attitudes from the son when he would get angry because his dad would have to leave to go out on tour instead of being there to watch his hockey games.
Yeah, you remember when old Peter Pan from Hook would miss out on his son's baseball game? That kind of disappointment.
Yeah. And so the son would let the dad know that he was not happy with him and not happy that he wasn't going to be around. Well, Jack thought he was going to have to miss Christmas because they booked this really important recording contract.
Because he realized he was missing out on his family.
Yeah. So he left to go to this recording gig. And then halfway there, he told his guys, I'm not doing this. I'm going back home. I need to be with my family. Well, of course.
Thought, great. Yeah, he had this change of heart. He's going back.
So you think, awesome, they're going to go home,
But this can't be a movie with no conflict. So where's the conflict? But
then he's driving. It's snowing pretty hard. His windshield wiper gets stuck. He crashes and dies.
Yep.
So the next thing you see is it flashes up a year later. It's Gabby and her son, and they're kind of trying to deal with the first Christmas without Jack. And
real sad.
It's really sad. It gets you where you can really feel the emotions, especially from the son. You can feel kind of the hurt. There's one part where the son was shoveling the snow and trying to clear the driveway, and he wasn't strong enough. And so he just kind of had this breakdown, or he couldn't do what his dad could do. And he was really missing him, and it was really, really hard for him. And so he and the mom had kind of a breakdown moment. And
kid did a good job acting.
Yeah. Emotional. Very good acting, seamless acting, I would say. It was, I mean, you could feel the emotion.
I want the movie to take me places.
Yeah. So then the son decides, okay, well, my dad and I always built these snowmen whenever it snowed. Well, they had a nice big snow. So he just felt the mood to go out and do it.
He was encouraged by the family across the street where that was their family activity, and they built a snowman. And so he was motivated to go out there and
that's what he and his dad had always done. So he went out there and he rolled. And you even said, man, how did he get that body on that
snow? Is heavy.
It's huge. So this kid builds a snowman by himself, and he takes his dad's hat, puts it on the snowman. His dad had given him a harmonica. He blew the harmonica and wished for his dad.
Earlier, he said it was a magic harmonica. Yeah. And all of a sudden,
his dad became the snowman. So the snowman starts talking, moving around. It gets picked up by a snowplow and ends up finding its way back to the yard. So.
Oh, that's right. And he didn't get. He was disassembled like Olaf was in Frozen. He wasn't completely pulverized, so his head rolled around and.
He was able to put himself back together. Showed up in the yard. The mom thought the boy was crazy because the boy's like, "Dad's in the snowman. He's talking to me. He's
she hadn't seen anything yet."
But she hadn't seen it, so she didn't believe him. She thought the boy was just having more breakdown or more issues with, not being able to deal with his dad's death. And so it kind of goes through more emotion, more story, more the son and the dad then kind of have these fun things that they did together that maybe they wouldn't have done had the dad been alive, because he would have been gone all these times. And
he's going to try to watch a hockey game somehow of his.
So he did. He watched it from outside the arena. And so it's just kind of a fun, the son and the dad got to bond in a way that they wouldn't have otherwise done so.
And the wife got to have some closure also. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The dad at the very end told the son, okay, you have to let me go. You have to let me go. Kind of like, and a ghost is kind of stuck here because there's unfinished business. He had that unfinished business.
Again,
and
with
he
the
needed
unfinished business.
Shush.
It's
Don't
true.
ruin this for me.
Unfinished business. That's the way they
So,
say.
so when he realized, okay, he had this closure with his son, he could move on. He could, leave the son and the wife, and they were going to be fine. So that's kind of what happened. And then the wife ends up seeing the snowman, and he transforms for a split second into the appearance of the dad. And so she gets to kind of say her goodbyes and get her closure. And then he
A really wholesome
goes away.
movie.
It was good. It was good. Yeah.
Because you got the conflict there, but then you wrap it up with a nice bow and characters you care about. That's always something that you're looking for in a movie. And again, I want a movie to take me places, I guess is a good way to put it.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah.
It's a very good movie. I would give it a 8.5 out of 10.
I'll give it an 8.
All right. So that's Jack Frost from
Yep, cute movie.
1998.
Yep.
The next one we watched was Candy Cane Lane from 2023.
Yeah, this
was recommended to us by quite a few people. Had said, hey, check this movie out. It's new. It's original. You guys will dig it. So we thought, all right, well, we'll give it a shot. We'll check it out. So it has some big names in it too. Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Jillian Bell, a few others. So it is kind of an original story about the 12 days of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've seen a movie that revolved around the 12 days of Christmas coming to life like this one did.
This has more of an original story compared to, especially out of the ones that we've seen recently.
Yes, for sure.
It stands on its own, I'd say.
Yeah, so to get this song stuck in my head. No, it's a good song. Don't worry about it.
Dun, 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 dun. There's another one.
Stop. Okay, so Eddie Murphy's character is kind of, looking for Christmas gifts for his family, trying to find he's with his daughter, trying to find something original, something unique.
Because he's got the reputation of trying to have the flashiest lights.
Yes,
right?
yes. So he's kind of the best house in the neighborhood kind of deal. But he kind of drives through this parking lot, and this big toy store is here, and it had never been there before. He had been through that area before and had never seen it. So
it looked like it was just under an overpass all by itself.
Yeah, and it was just in the strangest place, and he had never. He thought, where did that come from? And so, of course, you park your car and you go in, right, to this strange building that's in the middle of nowhere,
run by one shopkeeper.
So he goes in and he meets the shopkeeper who's running it, and she's kind of weird, kind of mystical sort of ish era about her. You can tell that something is just different about her. And she kind of tells about these ornaments that are all over the store. So that's set up like this little city and these little ornaments. Well, then Eddie Murphy's character thought he saw one of the ornaments move. And so that kind of got him like, what is going on here? Well, it ends up these characters come to life.
They're about this big.
Yeah,
they're small.
They're just tiny. She sells him this 12 Days of Christmas giant box. I mean, they load this onto their van.
It's wider than their car.
Huge. I mean, it's big as a
probably 2 stories high.
Yeah.
2 stories high. Yeah.
So they open up this box, and out pops this tree that has all the different 12 Days of Christmas.
Moving, sophisticated
things.
parts.
Yeah.
Very animated.
And I mean, they're parts that just they flow and they go.
It's like that contraption in the House of 13 Ghosts.
Mm-hmm. So of course you can see where this is going. The symbols on the tree all come to life. So you have all these birds that come out, and these
That's
geese
the comparison that I made.
The geese shoot their eggs at people.
Yeah, like Angry Bird style.
Bombing their eggs at people.
So these the pieces of the tree coming to life kind of had that Jumanji feel to it.
Yes.
And then they had to find the 5 golden rings.
5 golden rings in order to get it to go back together.
Yes. And all the animated things become inanimate again, and the tree stops wreaking havoc on the city.
So we don't want to give any more of it away, but it was a good original Christmas movie. Well done by Eddie Murphy. I thought it was cute. I thought it was good. I thought it was fun. Original. I I really enjoyed it.
It was about a dad who didn't pay too much attention to his kids, or he had good intentions, thinking he was doing it for them when he was really doing it for himself. And then to come to that realization towards the end of the movie, you know, brings that closure that you want to see, or
Yeah.
that kind of resolution you want to see.
So we would recommend Candy Cane Lane from
I-
2023. What would you rate this one?
7.
Okay, I would give it an 8.5. I thought it was good. I thought
That's
it was
funny.
well done.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the few from this year that we thought was original and well done.
Yeah, and I think the common thing we said about it is that it's a unique story.
All right, and then the next one is it's called Xmas from 2023. So I'm sure you can tell where this one is going.
As
And
in,
X as in EX.
EX, yeah.
Miss. So it's kind of about this couple who they were engaged. They split up for, I forget what the reason was. So they split up for a certain reason. The girl, I mean, saw some issue with the guy and broke off the engagement. The guy was a workaholic. I'm sure that was part of the problem. So he put his work before everything else. And that was kind of the most important thing to him. And so she couldn't handle that. And so he even called his family and said, I'm not going to be able to make it home to Christmas. I'm working. I got too much going on. And so they didn't think he was coming home for Christmas. So who did they invite to Christmas instead? None other than the ex-girlfriend. So they got along with her really well. She just was kind of one of the family. She was in all their Christmas photos together in years past. So they kind of felt like it was a good replacement for their son not being there, having the ex-girlfriend there. The son surprised them though, and he shows up on Christmas Eve and sees his ex-girlfriend just kind of one with the family. Of course, that starts this whole feud between the two of them, and they're trying to get each other uninvited from Christmas. And it's kind of this battle between them. Well, I'm sure you see where this is going. They end up rekindling
Wait, what?
their spark.
What?
And they realize that they're meant to be. And so by the end,
Of course,
they're back together. So, you know, a typical Hallmarky kind of Christmassy movie again. It was cute though. It was entertaining. I thought it was fun. The feuds between them were kind of fun. So it was an entertaining watch.
yeah.
I would probably give it a 6.
Okay, yeah, 6 is all right. Entertaining is a good word for it. The story is a little bit slow, and you see it's a plot that's been done a bunch of times, but that's okay. I think that
But it was done in fun.
the actors and actresses did a good job.
All right. The next thing we're going to review is actually the next 2 things we're going to review are actually not movies. They are plays or ballets that we watched. I went to the Nutcracker Ballet with a friend. And another friend of mine, her daughter was actually performing in the ballet. So it was kind of fun to go and watch. It was done by Ballet 314 in St. Louis. And they kind of did a different spin on the Nutcracker. So in watching it, you see the normal Nutcracker Ballet pieces to it, but they kind of made it set in the St. Louis World's Fair from 1904. So it was kind of that setting. So they kind of showed, like in the original ballet, the candy came to life and the toys came to life. Well, they showed this as kind of the entertainment that was done at the World's Fair. So it was kind of a little bit of a different spin on the original Nutcracker story. It kind of made the places and the things relatable to the St. Louis area, which I think is really fun for a
nice.
Local ballet to do.
Make
that
it local.
and kind of, yeah. So I thought it was well done. I thought it was really good. It was, I love going and watching ballets. So it's never like pulling teeth to get me to go. If I'm invited, I'll go. And I think it's a lot of fun.
Actually,
and this one was really good.
I didn't go there this time, but I enjoy them also because when you think about the things that they have to do.
The talent and the time practiced. And
I mean, they have a level of strength that that women do really, really well.
And this one, and the thing I like most about the Nutcracker Ballet, any of the Nutcracker ballets, is that they utilize all age groups. So this one was really good with that. They had littles, like 5-year-olds, all the way up to 60-something-year-olds, and they're all so talented, and they're able to combine their talents together to just bring about this beautiful story. And I love that they use all the different age groups and kind of mix them together and show the different levels of talent within all the age groups. So the Nutcracker is kind of one of those ballets that is really good for that. Really good at showcasing the different age groups and styles. So I would probably give it overall, I would give it an 8.5. It was really well done. It was really fun to watch locally. It was really fun to see. Actually, that's really too bright.
That's
We have
too
a
bright.
lower setting. It's washing me out.
Lower, we have a different color too, like
Yeah,
this.
That's better. It was probably better without the light.
You.
Okay, so that's maybe too dark. Okay, there. So which that's cool. Yeah. Her daughter was actually one of, so if you know the Nutcracker Ballet, Claire is the main character, and my friend's daughter was the sister of Claire, so Marie. So there's the 3 sisters, and the ballet kind of revolves around these 3 sisters and their dream. So she was actually one of those main 3 sisters. So it was really kind of fun to see her, and she's so very talented and really good at what she does. So
that's cool. I've never seen her do ballet before.
Yeah, she's really good at it. She's wanting to do that for her career, and I think she'd be amazing at it. And then the very last thing we're going to review is something that we went and saw tonight with some friends of ours. We saw C.S. Lewis, kind of an onstage rendition of him. So it kind of played through the life and times of C.S. Lewis and how he kind of got started and the things that influenced him, kind of behind the scenes to kind of inspire his stories.
The setting was his library or his living room. He got a background with a full height wall of books and a fireplace, and it is him, this one actor, an older fellow sitting in a chair, and he's got a coffee table next to him with some tea and some water. And this thing went on for 2 hours,
2 hours.
Plus about a 10-minute intermission. And the last time that I have seen a play that was that had 1 to 2 was back in college, and it was the play called Copenhagen. And I want to say the actors portrayed Niels Bohr and somebody else, and it was about the discussion of the development of the nuclear bomb. And it was really, really good. When you can just have, when an actor can embrace the character they're trying to portray and convince you that they are that character, that takes a lot of skill to, especially to keep you engaged when you're the only thing that's there.
Yeah.
Really,
very, very well done.
Really good.
Really good acting, really good memory. I mean, for him to do all of that kind of without a script in hand was amazing.
Good combination of storytelling and history. You learn some things about the relationships that he had with people throughout his life, like Tolkien, his wife.
He talked about a few other authors that kind of inspired his work, or that he helped to inspire. Yeah, he talked about how Tolkien really was not a fan of Shakespeare and
at all.
Kind of looked down at his work. And
he also did not like C.S. Lewis's work.
Yeah, and they were best friends. But he was just very blunt about, your style is not great compared to what I like. And he's very much fantasy, very much medieval fantasy kind of style, as you could tell from the Lord of the Rings. So Tolkien just had his own unique pull and his own unique writing style.
He said he was, C.S. Lewis said he was a professor of medieval and Renaissance history.
Yeah.
At Oxford, I guess, in England. So really cool.
So it was really neat to kind of hear that history and hear that story and kind of how it all came together. And he had a really unique relationship with his wife and how that kind of all
That
started.
was neat. Yeah.
So they got
Yeah.
kind of married for convenience, so she could keep her visa to stay in London or stay in England, and they ended up in the whole long scheme of things falling in love, and then kind of had then a romantic marriage later after being married and living separately years
Yeah.
before. So it was kind of neat to see the difference and learn some about his life and the history there. So it was fun. I would give it an 8.5. Also, I thought it was good.
Yeah, I'd rate it the same. Also, if you got some, he's going to be here for about a week longer performing this. So if you,
next weekend you can catch it if you want to at the Westport Playhouse.
Yeah, tell friends and go check it out.
Jump on Joy FM and you can get a discount code for half price tickets. So make sure you do that. It definitely makes it more.
Does the 10+ people extend also?
Yeah, if you have 10 or more people, you get it even cheaper than you can get with that discount code.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Really, really good.
All right. So that is week 2 of our Christmas movie marathon.
It was not bad.
So we had
pretty good ones.
Pretty good ones. So we got a whole bunch more on our list for this week. Already some that we've kind of started, but we didn't get through them. So we didn't want to review them. So we've got a couple more kind of going. So we should have some good ones for you next week. Also, pop in the chat and let us know if there's any that you stumbled on this week that you really enjoy. We'd love to kind of give them a watch and see if our opinion is the same as yours. And we'd love to hear your opinions if you watch any of these movies we watched this week. See if you agree with us or if you disagree with us. So we'd love to just have some conversation and comments going.
Conversation is great. Our last episode Tuesday of Lady Ballers has really engaged the community, and it's got a ton of views. So that's the kind of feedback we're looking for.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to our week 2 of our Christmas movie marathon. And we will see you next Sunday at 9:30, and jump on our channel and watch our Tuesday review of a interesting movie.
Do I look jaundiced? Okay, Asian baby.
All right, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll catch you later. Bye.
Is it off yet?